If hearing stories about how our past lives affect us in our current life interests you, you're going to want to stick around for this one. My name is Tracy, and I do a type of hypnosis where I speak to my clients' higher selves after we look at a past life and after we look at what they do in between lives. This story does not start out with looking at a past life, but it sure ends up there. So I'm going to read the notes right off my screen so I can get into it, because this is kind of a long story. I asked my client's higher self if she was holding any resentment in her body anywhere, and if she was, where is she holding it? Is she ready to release it and allow her higher self to pull it, send it to Creator's light, and replace it with unconditional love and light? Her higher self said yes, she's holding it in her upper throat, jaw, and chin. She's holding onto it because she feels that she has not been recognized in her hardships. I asked, why does she need to be recognized in her hardships? And her higher self said, to prove that she was right. I said, right about what? Her higher self said, everything. It's important for her to be right. I asked, why does she have a need to be right? And her higher self said, that is her way of holding onto a piece of sanity. She feels like once she lets go of this being right, and she allows herself to fully expand her awareness consistently, she is afraid she will go crazy. I asked, where did that fear come from? And her higher self said, it was a lifetime where she was called crazy for knowing things that others didn't know. I asked her higher self, was she crazy in that life? Her higher self said, no, but she felt crazy and nobody understood her. They may have even called her a witch. I said, would it benefit that woman to pull the shock and trauma from that and send unconditional love and light to that woman? And her higher self said, I will do that now. And after a pause said, I filled that one with the highest vibration of light, and I pulled this one out of her upper tummy area under the rib cage, and I'm going to fill it with warmth. I explained to her that knowing things may not always be validated in the 3D world, that she may not see validation of her knowingness ever, and she needs to learn to trust herself and also release her attachment to being right. She sees things deeply. She sees things before they come to pass and sees the depth of things. But the issue for her is she doesn't necessarily see them with her physical eyes because she may never run into that person again. So there's no way to validate that for her human mind. And I've told her that she's just going to have to trust herself. I asked, what is it in her that needs to be healed in order for her to release the need to be externally validated? Her higher self said it comes from that life again of nobody is listening to me or hearing me. She was talking and everybody would say she was a crazy old lady. In this life, she is being listened to by many, but she has locked herself into the illusion that nobody's listening to her. So I'm going to show her the light now. After a pause, her higher self said, I brought the past one into this to show her as well. It was healing for her to see that. So we do carry things from past lives, but the good news is we can get healing for it now.